Toothless, the powerful male dragon from the How to Train Your Dragon series, had always been a force to be reckoned with. His two female companions, Stormfly and Light Fury, were equally fierce and loyal. Together, they had faced countless battles and emerged victorious every time. But now, a new challenge presented itself. The dragons had discovered a way to mate with each other simultaneously, creating more offspring than ever before. With no limitations or restrictions, they began to produce both normal and hybrid offspring at an alarming rate. As the skies filled with the sounds of roaring dragons and the earth trembled beneath the powerful wings, Toothless, Stormfly, and Light Fury reveled in their newfound ability to create life. They watched proudly as their offspring grew and thrived, each one a unique combination of their powerful traits. But not everyone was pleased with this sudden explosion of dragon offspring. A rival clan, jealous of the dragon's power and influence, sought to put an end to their breeding frenzy. They launched a surprise attack, hoping to destroy Toothless and his companions once and for all. But Toothless, Stormfly, and Light Fury were not about to go down without a fight. With a deafening roar, they launched themselves into battle, their powerful wings beating against the wind as they unleashed their fury upon their enemies. The sky was filled with fire and smoke as the dragons clashed, their roars echoing across the land. Toothless fought with all his might, his powerful jaws snapping at his foes as he defended his family with every ounce of strength he possessed. Stormfly and Light Fury fought alongside him, the graceful movements a deadly dance of death and destruction. Together, they were an unstoppable force, a trio of dragons united in the determination to protect their offspring at all costs. In the end, the rival clan was no match for the power of Toothless and his companions. With a final roar of triumph, the dragons emerged victorious, their enemies defeated and their family safe once more. As the dust settled and the sun began to set, Toothless, Stormfly, and Light Fury stood proudly together, their wings outstretched and their heads held high. They had faced the greatest challenge yet and emerged stronger than ever before. And as the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, the dragons knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, as a family united in love and strength. For Toothless, Stormfly, and Light Fury were more than just dragons, they were a force of nature, a trio of warriors bound by blood and fire, ready to face whatever the future held with courage and determination. Toothless, the powerful male dragon from the How to Train Your Dragon series, had always been a force to be reckoned with. His two female companions, Stormfly and Light Fury, were equally fierce and loyal. Together, they had faced countless battles and emerged victorious every time. But now, a new challenge presented itself. The dragons had discovered a way to mate with each other simultaneously, creating more offspring than ever before. With no limitations or restrictions, they began to produce both normal and hybrid offspring at an astonishing rate. As the dragons continued to mate and produce more offspring, their numbers grew exponentially. The skies were filled with the sounds of their roars and the beating of their wings as they flew across the land, creating a new generation of powerful dragons. But with this newfound power came new dangers. Other dragons, jealous of Toothless and his companions' abilities, sought to challenge them and claim their territory for themselves. Battles raged across the land as the dragons fought to protect their offspring and their home. Through it all, Toothless, Stormfly, and Light Fury stood strong, united in the determination to protect their family. With each battle, they grew stronger and more powerful, their bond as a family only growing stronger. As the sun set on another day of battle, Toothless looked out over the land, his eyes gleaming with pride. They may face many challenges in the days to come, but as long as they stood together, they knew they could overcome anything. We are a family, united in strength and love, Toothless declared, his voice echoing across the land. And together, we will conquer all who dare to challenge us. And with that, the dragons took to the skies once more, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. For Toothless, Stormfly, and Light Fury, the adventure was only just beginning. Toothless, the powerful male dragon, had always been a force to be reckoned with. His two female companions, Stormfly and Light Fury, were equally fierce and loyal. Together, they had faced countless battles and emerged victorious every time. But now, a new challenge presented itself. The dragons had discovered a way to mate with each other simultaneously, creating a never-ending cycle of offspring. Normal dragons and hybrid ones alike were being born at an alarming rate, filling the skies with their presence. As Toothless, Stormfly, and Light Fury continued to mate with each other, their numbers grew exponentially. The skies were soon filled with their offspring, each one inheriting the strength and power of their parents. But with great power came great responsibility. The dragons knew that they had to protect their offspring from any threats that may come their way. They trained them rigorously, teaching them the ways of the dragon and preparing them for battle. As the dragon population continued to grow, so did their enemies. Other dragons, jealous of their power, sought to challenge them and claim their territory as their own. But Toothless, Stormfly, and Light Fury were not about to back down. With a roar that shook the heavens, the dragons launched themselves into battle. Fire and lightning filled the sky as they fought fiercely against their enemies, protecting their offspring at all costs. In the end, the dragons emerged victorious once again. Their enemies lay defeated at their feet, their territory secure. Toothless, Stormfly, and Light Fury stood proudly, their offspring by their side, ready to face whatever challenges may come their way. And as the sun set on the horizon, casting a golden glow over the land, the dragons knew that they were unstoppable. Together, they would continue to protect their offspring and ensure that their legacy lived on for generations to come. Toothless, the powerful male dragon from the How to Train Your Dragon series, had always been a force to be reckoned with. His two female companions, Stormfly and Light Fury, were equally as fierce and loyal. Together, the trio had faced countless battles and triumphed over their enemies. But now, a new challenge presented itself to the dragons. With the discovery that they could mate with each other and produce offspring, Toothless, Stormfly, and Light Fury found themselves in the midst of a breeding frenzy. The dragons were unstoppable, mating multiple times with multiple partners, creating a multitude of new offspring. As the dragons continued to mate and produce more offspring, both normal and hybrid, their numbers grew exponentially. The skies were filled with the sounds of dragon roars and the beating of wings as the new generations took flight. But with great power came great responsibility. The dragons knew that they had to protect their offspring and ensure their survival in a world filled with danger. They trained the young ones in the ways of combat and flight, passing down their skills and knowledge to the next generation. As the dragon population continued to grow, so did their reputation as fierce warriors and protectors of the land. They were feared by their enemies and revered by their allies, their legacy living on through their offspring. Answer, Toothless, Stormfly, and Light Fury continued to mate and produce more offspring, ensuring that their lineage would live on for generations to come. The skies belonged to them, and they would defend it with all their might. The dragons were a force to be reckoned with, and nothing could stand in their way. Toothless, the powerful male dragon from the How to Train Your Dragon series, had always been a force to be reckoned with. His two female companions, Stormfly and Light Fury, were equally as fierce and loyal. Together, the trio had faced countless battles and adventures, always emerging victorious. But now, a new challenge presented itself. The dragons had discovered a way to mate with each other, creating offspring that were both normal and hybrid in nature. With no limitations or restrictions, the dragons began to mate multiple times, producing more and more offspring with each passing day. As the number of dragons grew, so did their power and influence. They roamed the skies, dominating the land below with the sheer strength and numbers. The other creatures of the world trembled at the sight of Toothless and his growing army of offspring. But not everyone was pleased with this new development. A group of rival dragons, led by a fearsome alpha, saw Toothless and his family as a threat to their own dominance. They launched a series of attacks, hoping to wipe out the growing dragon population once and for all. Toothless, Stormfly, and Light Fury fought back with all their might, defending their offspring and their territory with ferocity. The skies were filled with the sounds of roaring and the clash of wings as the two sides battled for supremacy. In the end, Toothless and his family emerged victorious, driving off their enemies and securing their place as the most powerful dragons in the land. They had proven that love and unity could conquer all, even in the face of overwhelming odds. As they soared through the skies, their offspring flying alongside them, Toothless knew that their legacy would live on for generations to come. And with their newfound strength and unity, there was nothing that could stand in their way. The dragons had truly become a force to be reckoned with.